books have always been very important to me. I've had major transitions because of books. And along with the transitions that come from reading a book, my hair changes.
Welcome to Open Book with Jenna Bush Hager, and I am so excited to have my guest with me, Jane Fonda. She needs no introduction, but one thing that she has going on right now is a new book. It is called What Can I Do? My Path from Climate Despair to Action. And I think that mission, what can I do, is one that so many of us are asking right now. Tell us a little bit about the book.
I had been asking myself, what can I do? You know, when you're a celebrity, you know this, you have a platform and you want to know how you can most responsibly use it. And I decided, after listening to Greta Thunberg, the young Swedish climate activist, and reading a book by Naomi Klein called On Fire, A Burning Case for a Green New Deal, it motivated me to move to Washington, D.C. and start a weekly action, which came to be called Fire Drill Fridays. And we would have, every week, we would focus on a specific topic like oceans, forests, or women, or military, and how that was affected by the climate crisis. And then we would engage in civil disobedience and risk getting arrested.
Good trouble.
Yeah, good trouble. Exactly, John Lewis, and because it's what works. John Lewis knew that well, good trouble.
For anybody watching that wonders, because your whole life has been about activism. You have used, as you said, your celebrity to do so much good. And I just wonder, as a little young Jane Fonda who was trying to figure out what she wanted to be, how she was going to use her voice, were there books that inspired you to take this path?
No, I didn't become an activist until I was 30. I read a lot when I was young, but activism wasn't on my horizon. But in fact, it was a book that inspired me to want to make a big move. I lived in France. I was married to a Frenchman. I packed up and moved to the United States and joined the GI movement. Mm-hmm. And the book was by Jonathan Shell. It was called The Village of Ben Sook. You know, books have always been very important to me. I've had major transitions because of books. Maybe that's why you have a show about books. They're important to you too, right?
Books are the most important because I think they can take us to places that we may not be able to visit. And They show us, they open up worlds that we may not ever know about. And I think they can be a great tool for empathy. And I wonder if that's part of why you wrote this book, that it's a way to start a conversation that you think needs to start.
Yeah, I think so. And, you know, it's kind of, I have it right here. And don't you love the pictures in it?
Yes.
It was centered in joy the whole 4 months. Joy and love. Everybody had such a good time. Everybody felt they were part of a new growing community, which is important. We need community. But I wanted a book that people could, like, you want to know about forests? You can go to the chapter on forests. You want to know about women and climate? You go to the chapter on women. And at the end of each chapter is a section called What Can I Do? Which is very user-friendly and very, very specific. I love that.
I feel like we need this in schools. This needs to be part of a curriculum so that kids that realize that they can be activists too, you know, teenagers and college students.
Well, but kids are awake. Kids are awake and motivated, and you know, it's all those young climate strikers were really what motivated for me. I'm old, and they were saying, "Where are you old? Well, where are the adults? You know, if you don't, we're not responsible for what happened. It's not our fault, but it's our future that you're, fooling with and possibly destroying. And so we're going to get active," the kids are saying, "but why don't you adults come join us?" So that was me. I'll volunteer. I'm almost 82. I'll go, because people will say, "My God, she's 82. She can do it. I can do it." So this book, I feel it's more for older people. I don't know.
That's brilliant too.
Yeah.
I mean, I think, and the fact that we continue to learn and grow, and that you can give your life, you know, you got up and moved, I think is so important. I want to ask you about something you wrote in a recent blog post, and you just alluded to this, but you said, books have always been crucial to the various transitions in my life. Can you think about some of those books other than the one you just mentioned?
Absolutely.
But some of the books that have helped these transitions?
Yeah, well, the Jonathan Shell book was one of the early ones. Almost everything that Naomi Klein has written, starting with No Logo, then Shock Doctrine, then This Changes Everything, and then On Fire. All of her books have, you know, it's like you read the book and you move up one rung on the ladder of evolution, and then you read another book and you take another step up. I feel like I'm going up the ladder to be more an enlightened person because of the books that I read. And along with the transitions that come from reading a book, my hair changes. And I didn't think about it. I mean, it just always happened. You know, I think you read a book and you have new ideas. Well, hair comes out of your head. So maybe the new ideas actually affect how you want your hair to be. So
I love that.
When I moved to DC for Fire Drill Fridays, I decided to go gray. I wore a hat for the first month or so to cover up the gray, but now I'm all gray, so I don't have to wear hats anymore. But this is my new hairdo.
I love it. So you said that you've always loved reading. What would you say have been some of the most I mean, we talked about the transitions, but some of your favorite books of all time, do you read fiction or is it mainly nonfiction?
It's mostly nonfiction now. I used to read fiction when I was younger, but I remember I was about 10 and it was Green Mansions. And that's the first time that this happened to me, and I'm sure you can remember when it happened to you too, where you're reading and you forget you're reading. You become the book.
Those characters become your friends and you don't want to say goodbye.
But you don't even know you're reading.
Yeah.
You're there.
Yeah.
And you're not conscious of pages and words and eyes scanning sentences. No, you're there in the book. That's when literature can take you over, and it's the most beautiful thing to wish for someone, and obviously it's happened to you.
Yeah, it really is. When you go on, Margaret Wrinkle, who wrote this beautiful book called Late Migrations, she said that when she was feeling sort of at the end of her rope with her family or her work or whatever, she's a writer, she said, okay, I need to go on a book vacation. I need to go to a different place. I need to be there for a little bit. Honey, you take the kids. I'm going to be on the couch on a book vacation. And I think that perfectly depicts.
You know what I just read that is so good? It's a novel, Overstory by Richard Powers. It's a Pulitzer Prize winning book. And I'm always late to things, but I'm about a year late to discovering this book. Oh my God. It's one of the most beautiful books I've ever read.
Overstory. Okay, so then this is the perfect ending. If you can recommend 3 books that we haven't discussed for people to read, what would be in your bag for all of us?
Oh my gosh, it depends on how old you are. It depends on
I know
what gender you are. You know, I mean, certainly Overstory would be one of them. The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson.
Oh yes, I love that. She just wrote
Caste, which I'm reading, which is great.
Oh yes,
she's a fabulous writer.
And then I guess finally, do you have a guilty pleasure when it comes to reading? I personally don't believe in any guilty pleasure, but if you have one, no.
I don't know.
I don't believe in it because I think all reading is good for the soul.
Yeah, no, I don't. Maybe I get guilty sometimes that I read so much. But no, I just hope a lot of people read this.
Yes.
What Can I Do?
What Can I Do is out at the perfect time because I think so many of us are asking that question. Thank you so much.
Good to talk to you, my dear.
Good to talk to you too. I could talk to you about books all day.
Thanks. Me too.